captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Woo-wee! A woo-weezy. Man. In about 29 hours from now, Major League Baseball will begin its playoff wild card series. October baseball is here, baby. This season, full of ups and downs, teams on the rise. I'm sure we'll see more of them in the future. Teams such as the Pirates, the Reds, more so or less. I guess those are the only two that made a huge leap and did not make the postseason. They are in a league of their own because we also saw the Baltimore Orioles, Texas Rangers. Who else? The Diamondbacks of Arizona. I feel like there's one more team. You cannot forget about those Cubbies, who heartbreakingly did not make the playoffs after holding a pretty good lead, losing about 4 in a row to end the season, letting the Miami Marlins steal the last spot. I think all of these teams will continue to improve. I think next year a healthy Pirates team will compete for that NL Central Division with the Cardinals and the Brewers and the Reds, who will be right there. Maybe with or without Joey Votto. I could see Joey Votto retiring without letting anybody know. I don't want the presents, the farewell tour. Also, this season we had farewell tours. Miguel Cabrera, Adam Wainwright, two of my favorites, now gone, never to be seen donning an MLB uniform in an MLB game again. And then there's the disappointing teams, the heartbreakers, the ones the rest of the league loves to point and laugh at any chance they get. Starting off with the Padres, who on paper might have the best lineup ever assembled, could not break into the postseason this year. Have no fear. The Metropolitans, the Cardinals, the Yankees, and I guess you can add the White Sox into the mix of teams supposed to be good, supposed to be great, teams not living up to their expectations. And then you have the managers saying goodbye. Tito Franconia, a Guardians manager for the last decade. I touched on his whole career a week ago when he announced retirement. And then yesterday it came out that Buck Showalter will not be returning as the Metropolitans manager. A good old Buck. I'm sure Mets fans everywhere, like myself, will always remember the magic of the 2022 season that you gave us. Unfortunately, I'm sure we'll remember this 2023 season as well. The other team in New York, it is the city so nice they named it twice. The Yankees. Heartbreaking, 82-80. There is a silver lining. A stat that astonished me. For I'm 32 years old, And for the last 31 seasons, the Yankees have finished 500 or better. Not bad. Oh, it actually is bad when you play for the Yankees. And the only celebrations they do are World Series. Seems like a lot will change in the Bronx and in the Queens this offseason. What about teams like the Cardinals, the White Sox? The White Sox feel like they are doomed to repeat a complete rebuild once again. Will probably be a few seasons, maybe even a decade, before the south side of Chicago is competitive again. The Cardinals, on the other hand, they have hot corners. Arenado, Goldie, young talent all around. Might take them a season or two to get some pitching back in there after getting rid of all their pitching at the deadline. Padres, I honestly have no answer for you. I believe from the outside looking in, you need some better leadership. Maybe a new manager can bring that to you. To some of the teams that did make the playoffs, who still underachieved, talking to Toronto. I'm talking. Let me get this whole list up here. I think Toronto is the only team on this list. And they went 90 and 72. They went 89 and 73. They were supposed to be fighting for that AL East. Stolen by the Orioles. All of this season has set up a playoff that I think is up for grabs. Yes, there are 3 teams feel like they are ahead, maybe even a shoulder above the rest. Those 3 teams are the Atlanta Braves, who have looked like the best team in baseball all season. And then you have the Brooklyn Bums, the Los Angeles Dodgers, who the last second half of the season, they have looked like the best season, the best team in baseball. And then you have the Astros, who never truly got rolling like I expected them to. However, they did pull off some backdoor magic on the last day of the season, stealing the division and a wild card by those tricky Astros. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to break down the wild card, all 4 of these series. I already have bets placed on 3 of these series for series winners. Let me give you a little foreshadowing. They are all at plus money. I'm riding the dogs this wild card round. Partially because I don't understand why some of these teams are dogs. Partially because it just feels like there's some magic around these teams. This is Captain by a Hook with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives, going live, baby. Episode 216. This is the 2nd of October. And we're talking playoff baseball. Right here, baby. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. He's supposed to bring in the beat. Yeah, you supposed to right here. Right, bring in the. So I'm not just doing this alone to the. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let me say this. I feel like I got this wild card round down pat. Once we get past the wild card round, I do believe it is 7 out of these 8 teams who can make a run to the World Series, even winning a ring. The one team I don't think is fully equipped at a full World Series run is the Diamondbacks of Arizona. They showed me that they are not ready to make a World Series run by announcing that they are starting Brandon Pfaadt. Yes, the rookie that started this year 0-7. Brandon Pfaadt will be starting game 1 against the Brewers. Now, I know Kelly pitched over the weekend. Gallen pitched over the weekend. And this is where it just gets a little fishy with this Diamondbacks team. You have the upper hand in this wild card series with Gallen Kelly. Only need 2 games. You win this series against the Brewers, you take on the Dodgers. In that series, you will definitely need Gallen and Kelly. You might even need Gallen to get you 2 games to have a chance. And it just doesn't feel like it's being set up properly. I guess Gallen might pitch Wednesday, game 2, and then maybe be ready for Sunday for game 1 or 2 of the next series. Or maybe we're not looking ahead. Starting Brandon Pfaadt, I mean, it just feels like you mad you made it to the playoffs. Like you got vacation plans in October 3rd and you mad you got a damn game to play. Tori, I'm talking to you. Anywho, Diamondbacks, Brewers. I am geeked up about this game, believe it or not, about this series. I think the Diamondbacks can take this wild card series. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm on the Diamondbacks to take this wild card series. Starting Brandon Pfaadt in game 1, Milwaukee, still to be determined. It's almost as if it's like the Diamondbacks are thinking they're going to start Burnsy. We got no shot. Just throw Pfaadt out there. Let's give them game 1. And then hopefully a Gallen Wednesday, Kelly Thursday combination. We can be better than Peralta and Woodruff. I'm not a manager in baseball. Don't know why you would think like that. However, I'm not too mad at it. I just think it's just weird. Brandon Pfaadt? Like, I feel like this would be the perfect game. I mean, you released him 6 months ago, so sorry for me even bringing up the name. For a guy like Madison Bumgarner to take the mound for the Diamondbacks. That's what it feels like to me. Outside of Gallen and Kelly, you had 6 months to get better pitching for this postseason. You never did it. You got a bunch of guys, Dre Jameson, Brandon Pfaadt, Tommy Henry, Ryan Nelson, bunch of youth. I feel like they needed to make a move, get one more pitcher to really be equipped to go in a full series. This wildcard series, though, I think their bats will be electric enough to outscore the Brewers, who do struggle on offense. This game is going to come down to late inning hitting. I think if the Diamondbacks can have some late inning magic, some 7th and 8th inning rallies, they can surprise this Brewers team, who is steady Betty. To make a long story short, I'm on the Diamondbacks, plus 154 to win this wild card series against the Brewers. I think there's something special brewing with this Diamondbacks team. And I also think the franchise and the city of Phoenix is in a spot where a playoff game in downtown Phoenix is needed. They beat the Brewers, I'm guessing, in 3 games if you want to do an exact Damundo Diamondbacks to win 2-1 is plus 410. I, however, am on the plus 154 just for them to win the series, whether it's in 2 or 3 games. The Brewers heavily favored at minus 192. Brewers has the experience. Brewers has the pitching. Only downfall on the Brewers is I think their bats are and I think the Diamondbacks are still young and dumb enough to think that they can win. And I think that they get it done by just swinging that thing. Corbin Carroll is about to be put on the map, kind of like Acuna was 2018 playoffs, 2019 playoffs. Whenever that was, Dodgers, Braves. I think this will be Corbin Carroll's coming out party. He's going to have an amazing series. Another guy I think to look for, McCarthy. He gets a few timely hits down the damn first base or third base line, some doubles and triples, and runs some bats in. Diamondbacks will respond. Moving on to the next series. This one. Phillies. I didn't use any of my statistics. Where we at? Diamondbacks are first in triples. They're second in stolen bases. Also second in strikeouts. Batting wise. Pitching towards the bottom in everything. They do have, yeah. It's all going to come down to bats, man. If the bats can save this pitching, I don't know why Brandon Falk's starting. I don't even know why I just went back to these stats. Diamondbacks, man, over the Brewers. That's what I got for you in that series. Marlins. I don't know how the Marlins made the damn playoffs, man. But I love it. Marlins plus 160. Phillies minus 200. I think the Phillies take this one. But I want to talk about something real quick here. Jesus Luzardo. Man, I wish I put a hat on today. Hats off to you. He'll be getting the game 1 start for the Marlins, while Zach Wheeler will be getting the game 1 start for the Phillies. But Jesus Luzardo, man. And if you listen to the show, I've talked about him at least 5 times, at least 10 times this season. I love me some Luzardo. Not because he's great, decent, pretty good. Not because he's a superstar. Not many people know him. I love him because he was on track 2020 to be the Oakland Athletics guy. Him and Lamet. Runs into some problems. The problem being Oakland more focused on getting to Vegas than getting players. Just trade everybody away. Luzardo ends up lost in the mix. Now it's 2023, 3 years later. What the hell is this kid? He's pitching down there in Miami, and he had an amazing season. I just wrote it. I didn't just write it. All right. I don't know his stats off the top of my head. (10-9) this season, 3.63 ERA. And if you don't think he's a huge reason this team is in the playoffs, you have not been watching. He's been their best pitcher by far. He's been the guy to do the damn thing. He's from Florida too, so awesome that he's able to bring Miami Marlins to the playoffs for the first time since, what was that, 2020 COVID year? The Marlins surprised everybody, and then Jeter left. Said, I'm sick of it. I think this will be a short run for the Marlins. Anything can happen in baseball, especially against the Phillies, who I think, man, I don't know how I feel about the Phillies. I can't say they trash. Can't say they good. They're just one of those teams, man. I mean, you look at paper, you got Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Alex Boone, Bryce Harper, of course. Goddamn lineup, man. feel like the Phillies should be better than they are. They definitely ended the season hot. I think the Phillies sweep the Marlins. Correct score: Phillies 2-0 to sweep them, plus 184. Might throw something on that. Haven't done it yet. You think Zach Wheeler can get game one and Aaron Nola can get game two? You have to think the Marlins are throwing Alcantara out there game two, regardless of how bad his season's been. So I don't know. Maybe you look at Phillies 2-1 at plus 210. But I think the best value and the best bet is Phillies 2-0. That would be my bet here. Phillies 2-0. Diamondbacks just to win the series. Phillies 2-0 plus 184. I'm not going to lay the minus 200 with the Phillies. Do like the Phillies, though, a lot in that series. The Twins taking on the Blue Jays. This series, I feel like the number is wrong completely. You got the Twins favored at minus 144, where the Blue Jays are plus 118. I feel like it should be flipped. I don't care what anybody says. That is how I feel. Blue Jays should be minus 144. Twins should be plus 118. With that being said, the bet I have on this series is the Blue Jays at plus 118. I think you're going to get a combination of either Kevin Gausman, Chris Bassett, Jose Berrios. And they also can go Kikuchi. They also can bring out Hyun-Jin Ryu. This Blue Jays team is deep at starting pitchers. Both of these teams struggle a little bit bullpen-wise. So I think this game, for pitching to matter, has to go deeper than 5 innings. And I can see Kevin Gausman going 7, shutting out this Twins lineup who struggles some days. I think the Blue Jays have the better bats. Outside of Correa and Buxton, the Twins are kind of quiet when it comes to hitting. They got the job done all season in a weak AL Central. Look for the Blue Jays to dominate this series. I think Gausman comes out game one, gives them 7 shutout. It looks like they're starting Pablo Lopez. The Twins are. Pablo Lopez has had an amazing year. This is the kind of thing where he could come out and do the same thing. 7 innings shutout. We're going into the 8th inning, 0-0, 1-0, somewhere around there. Pablo Lopez, 11-8 on the season, ERA 3.66. Again, Gausman, I think, will be starting game 1, 12-9, 3.16 him. And then I think Chris Bassett has to get game 2. And I think you get the best Chris Bassett if you win game 1 and there's no pressure on Chris Bassett. I'm not saying Chris Bassett sucks under pressure, but I'd love to see Chris Bassett with no pressure. Just go out there and do your damn thing, son. You don't have to get the win. You don't have to be great. Don't overforce it. Just relax. And I think that's where you get the best Chris Bassett. He's 16-8 on the season, 3.60 ERA. Had an amazing year last year with the Mets. Been amazing for the Blue Jays this year. I think Chris Bassett starting game 2 with a 1-0 lead guarantees this series is over. I don't think the Twins have enough thump in their lineup to compete with the superstars of the Blue Jays. Now, with all that being said, this is still the playoffs. And this is still baseball. And anything can happen. And a Blue Jays team who has underperformed, in my opinion, all season long can definitely come out this series and underperform. Don't see it happening, though. I see the Blue Jays. Might be my favorite bet, honestly. Blue Jays over the Twins, plus 118. Can't believe we're getting plus money on the Blue Jays here in this spot. Again, think those numbers should be flipped. Gonna go Blue Jays plus 118. The last of the wild card series. I have the dog in this one too. We have the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Texas Rangers. Now I'm gonna say about 10 things about this series before I get to the good stuff. Who knows how mentally strong Texas is? They've struggled through August and September. Led the division the whole year, including Saturday night, 2 days ago. Sunday comes. Everything that can go wrong goes wrong for the Rangers. They go from sitting in with a bye week for this round, not even planning to play in the wild card series, to now you got to go play Tampa Bay. who, if you remember, the first 2 months of the season this year, Tampa Bay was the best team in the league. Um, I hate that I even have to keep doing this. Their best player in Wander Franco, not there. We all know why. Embarrassing to the game for me to keep bringing it up. Also, their best pitcher in Shane McClanahan. That was just me scratching. I wasn't doing anything crazy, making fun of the guy. I don't even know how I would. I just didn't want y'all to think that was for McClanahan. He's out with Tommy John surgery. So the Rays come in here limping. However, they played their best baseball as of late. A few people I've noticed pointed out that they are might be the Phillies of last year. Rays getting hot at the right time. Then the Phillies actually got hot again. So now it's like, well, the Phillies are the Phillies of last year. Rangers dealing with a lot. They've dealt with a lot of injuries this year. They haven't had a consistent good 3 weeks of baseball since June, maybe. You can put July in there, maybe. Had a great July, but since August, Rangers team struggled. With that being said, I believe this Rangers team is just too talented not to wake up. But we've seen the Rays do this year in and year out. We've seen the Rays limp into the playoffs. Next thing you know, they're in the 2020 World Series. Next thing you know, they're in the Final Four of these teams, and they're taking the game series to the distance. You just cannot count out the Rays at any place, any chance. Just that numbers, though, plus 134 for the Rangers, minus 164 for the Rays. Also, I think when you're missing somebody like Wander Franco, this is where it shows up. I think when you're missing somebody like McClanahan, this is where it shows up in the postseason. You need a hit. Nobody on your lineup gets you that hit that you need. Now, don't get it wrong. The Rays have some bats. They got Yandy Diaz. We all know who they have. I'm trying to think of a few other guys. Rosarina. The Rays have talented players that can and will show up. I can't see the Rangers doing what they did this season for nothing. I don't see the Rangers just sitting down. I see the Rangers putting up. They were one of the best offenses in the league at one point. They put up like 12 runs, 8 games in a row. At one point, the Rangers on the run line was the best bet of the season. And maybe because I made so much money off of them then, I feel I cannot turn my back on them now. This could be a bettor's fatigue bet where I just love taking me some Rangers. But I will be on the Rangers, plus 134 to win this series. I'm on 3 dogs, baby. Give me the Rangers plus 134 to take down the Tampa Bay Rays. I think the Rangers are going to get together tonight. They're going to sit down, have dinner. They're going to look at each other, and they're going to be like, hey, man, who gives a hot ham what happened in the regular season? Since February, our goal was October baseball. We've been gifted a chance to play October baseball. Let's go out there, play some damn baseball. Of course, you can say that about all these teams. They should sit down tonight and have a pep talk to get themselves going. It's not like the Rangers are the only team about to try and get themselves going. But man, I cannot freaking wait till tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central. We get the Rangers Rays. I don't think pitchers have been announced yet. You got Glasnow taking them out for the Rays. He got beat up. I can't remember who. I bet against him though, and they tore him up last time he was out a few days ago. Don't remember what team they were playing though. But man, that's the other thing. Who is starting for the Rangers? You got Jordan Montgomery you could throw out there. You got Dane Dunning. You got Evaldi. And then you got my favorite, Martin Perez. I think the Rangers have what they need to make a run. They just have to believe in themselves. Especially when you think about the bats. Like I said, this Rangers team could put up 12 runs. If they put up 12 runs, I don't think anybody else competes with them. Especially not the Rays, who win a lot of games on the underside of the tickets. But man, I'm geeked. I'm ready for some more pitchers to come out. I mean, you gotta assume it's Burnsy for the Brewers. You gotta assume it's Gosman for the Blue Jays, and you gotta assume it's Evaldi or Dane Dunning or Montgomery for the Rangers. I guess they do have the most options. But that's where I'm going, man. Give me the Rangers to beat the Rays, Blue Jays to beat the Twins, Diamondbacks to beat the Brewers, and the Phillies to beat the Marlins. Tomorrow, I will touch on individual games. Game one of these series tomorrow. We're just going to go day for day the rest of this week. Tuesday, break down Tuesday's games. I just gave you the series bets I like for them. If you want to put those series bets in, I already have this everything I just told you in. Rangers, Blue Jays, Diamondbacks, Phillies 2-0 is the only one I don't have placed, but I don't see why not. Plus 184 for the Phillies to sweep the Marlins. Sounds pretty automatic, actually. The more I think about it, nothing's automatic, nothing's guaranteed. Knock on M and effing wood. Now this was crazy, bro. One website has this game starting at 11 a.m. MLB got it starting at 2. The hell, huh? I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot more stuff to talk about. Trying to decide if I want to go to it still. I do a quick run through. Real quick, Monday Night Football, no bets there. I don't know, man. Giants, Seahawks. Giants my second favorite team. I don't think I'm gonna be watching this game. I could care less about any of these teams this season. I just noticed Thursday night the Commanders 6.5 point favorites against the Bears. That feels way too big. Buffalo 5.5 against the Jaguars. Anyway, I haven't even looked at lines before. That's my first time even looking. Only 2 games I saw. Seahawks, Giants. I got nothing for you. The few things I did want to talk about. I wanted to recap this weekend a little bit. How good is Kentucky coming down to college football? That's all I want to say. How good is Kentucky? Tomorrow, what I'll try to do is the first 10 minutes, get some football action out there, and then break down the game. Excuse me. Break down game 1 of all of these series. Patrick Cantlay. Embarrassing. If you don't know what he did, look it up. Patrick Cantlay, golfer, Ryder Cup action. Feel like he embarrassed the entire United States, which I guess you could say the United States embarrassed the United States. We went out there and got our butts whooped, apparently, in the Ryder Cup. Talking about golf. The F1 racing, it's in Vegas. Let me speak for all of the Vegas residents and all of the tourists who been waiting to go to Vegas for 6 months, 2 years, saving up, bought your tickets. Hey, F1 racing, get the hell up off the strip, man. Please. Please. It's a disgrace and it's disrespectful. You can't even see the beauties the strip offers around construction that they're doing for a damn race so that they can race on the Las Vegas Strip. Tell you what you should have did. Put the race on Dean Martin Strip, Sammy Davis Jr. Drive, one of them back alleys. Leave the strip alone, man. People will save up all year to go to Vegas, and they get there, and now they can't even see the famous Bellagio fountains around the construction. Can't even walk around. It's just, ugh. The hell on somewhere, man. And for the locals, they got to deal with it. I'm sorry. It's a damn shame. Where we at? MLB season over. Playoffs start tomorrow. Pat Cantlay sucks. F1 racing in Vegas sucks. How good is Kentucky? Covered all 4 or 5 weeks. I don't even know how many games they played. Making money. Printing money over here off of Kentucky, baby. The Wildcats. Playoff baseball tomorrow. Game 1s. Breakdown of everything. Probably do a recap of the college and NFL weekend that just happened. Maybe not. I don't know. Heisman Trophy, too. What the hell is going on there? Real quick, Jaden Daniels. Get him out of there. Lose to Ole Miss, I don't think you can win the Heisman. Caleb Williams struggled last 2 weeks against teams you should blow out. Does it matter? Because Michael Penix Jr. did the same damn thing against Arizona. All of the Heisman favorites barely squeezing out a win. However, the statistics were still there. Don't know what the hell is going on with that market. That market will be a doozy. You just mentioned 3 quarterbacks, all of which nobody's really taking the lead for the Heisman. What does that make you think? I wonder if there's a running back or a receiver dominating enough to steal the award. Talk about it more tomorrow. Little foreshadowing, little cliffhanger, little sports betting, huh? A little talking. Talk. It's a morning show, baby. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. MLB playoffs all week, probably the next month long. And then guess what, people? We're 36 days away from college hoops. Oh, man. I can't wait to give you the World Series bets and college basketball futures. Geeked up, man. Ready to roll, ready to ride. This show is taking off like a Scott missile. Shout out Sidney Dean. If you know, you know. Again, thank y'all for everything. This is Captain By a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. I'm going live the 2nd of October. If you want to bet on Giants Seahawks, take the under. Take the under. Geno Smith over 12.5 rushing yards. Give it to me. Darren Waller, 49.5 yards receiving. Give it to me. Tyler Lockett, 52.5 receiving yards. Give it to me. Lockett over. Waller over receiving yards. Geno Smith over rushing yards. Under on the damn game. Same leg parlay, just put together. Yours truly on the spot. If it slaps, y'all owe me $1. Holla! Please take all wagers at your own risk. Please gamble responsibly. Die.